Since 2021, I've been living through what has increasingly been a horrendous. So for well over a year, in the best interest as well as physical safety of my children, we've decided to keep this issue private.
Stephen has a lot going on. I guess is the best way to say it. He has a lot going on, and that should be clear because people don't do stuff like this if there's not a lot going on in their lives. I would like to implore my audience and everybody that isn't paying attention to this situation not to condemn him, but to pray for him. Sometimes people need a prayer. Sometimes people need a scripture. You know, Stephen purports to be a Christian. I am unsure at this moment if it is my place to say more than that. You know, maybe if I feel in further defense, some things should be said, or maybe if I feel that the public has a right to understand certain circumstances.
So I cannot be mad at this man right now. Check the video for a second, okay? I'm a female. I know how females act. One thing I always say is that Candace Owens, it was needed at the time she came about, but she is not above reproach. You see this video. You see what she's doing. Even if I didn't know it was a divorce, the way she's like, Stephen is going through a lot. Like, I don't know if I can tell you or when it's going to be right, if it's in my defense to say.
You know, maybe if I feel in further defense, some things should be said, or maybe if I feel that the public has a right to understand certain circumstances.
It is not your place to feel like the public has a right to understand certain circumstances about this man's private life. Who are you? See, I've said stuff about her on this channel before because I don't like fake flip-floppy people.
Has said they were friends, not colleagues, not associates, not, you know, like I would say me and Matt Walsh and we're associates, but friends. He called his friend to talk about Christmas and his kids and said he recorded him and then dropped that recording a week later, pretending that he was doing this to be a martyr. I just don't see how people don't realize this guy is a fundamentally bad person.
And just like she is, because she did the same thing to Nicole Arbor. Nicole Arbor was Candace Owens' friend, okay? And she told her some stuff in secrecy. And well, let's just look at this clip real quick. They were talking about Chrissy Teigen when she was telling people to end themselves and stuff like that or whatever. But Candace was saying Chrissy needs to be canceled, right? And so that's the thing about these conservatives is like, y'all don't like when the left cancels people. I don't say to cancel people. I mean, there's like one person who I said should be fired. And I think that's Joy Reid because, you know, she lies a lot on television and that's very dangerous. But other than that, they get so mad about cancel. So this is what Nicole Arbor says.
It is when you put cancel Chrissy and make your audience go after her with vitriol,
you can use
saying
the
same disgusting things that you stand against. Your audience is now doing it.
And so when people do things, they need to be held accountable.
Okay.
So this chief was wrong.
I think it's just a language.
He's held accountable.
Yes is my question.
Yeah, it's crazy. This guy.
Nicole left. Brandon puts it up there. Candace Owens made her walk off the show over Chrissy Teigen. That is exactly not what happened. This is what happened.
I don't like that you have used your audience to engage in cancel culture. Can we call people out? Yes. Can we say that the behavior was disgusting? Yes. But I did not put on a MAGA hat, use friends and family and brand deals and business and everything to stand for free speech and against cancel culture to have the same people do it. It does not work.
I think the reason that you were quite frankly triggered is because there's an entire series on YouTube called Surviving Nicole Arbor where 4 men talk about how you have abused them. And the entire reason you were triggered is because I used the hashtag Surviving Chrissy Teigen and you saw yourself in it.
Okay.
Men be let me respond. This is what I'm saying. And you're calling my followers vitriolic. This is what all.
These are people that I have restraining orders against that are weird fans. I actually can't talk about it because there's a legal battle.
There's always a legal battle when somebody's calling you out on your own BS. You're sitting here pretending like there's a
That's not true.
They're not vitriolic. I think
that's not true. You're lying. You can't just go toe-to-toe with me right now.
What am I lying about specifically?
Okay, specifically, there are 4 men. Well, actually, I can't. You know for a damn fact. You guys are gonna have to edit that. We can't have this online.
So at this point, I had already expressed to Candace that we can't have this online. I need to keep this private. She had already known from our private conversations I was scared of these men and actively seeking help from victim services.
I think what you just did is disgusting. You just took something personal and private that I've talked to you about.
It's not private. It's all over the internet. What are you talking about? Brian Upchurch, Matthew Santoro, Tommy Beck, you talked to me on the phone call yesterday. It's on the internet.
And she says their names on her show.
Good. I know that you guys want the clip of me leaving, so I'm going to give it to you. And I appreciate you having me on. I would love for a real conversation sometime because I just think what just happened here is really gross. and it did need to happen. I think that we have the opportunity to be better human beings, better women, and set a better example, and I hope that we can do that.
And I think that you're saying that now, so you should have started thinking about that before you posted 3 videos about me.
None of them is like,
But,
none of them is like.
goodbye.
So after the show,
So I'm not going to go into any more of this. If you guys want to check it out, you see it says the truth about Candace Owens on the Arbor effect. Okay, but she went into full detail and everything about what Candace did. And then I think that she was trying to, then Candace went on Instagram and was talking about this girl. So then the girl popped up on her live on Instagram, was like, yo, link me on right now. Like, let's just have the talk. But she wouldn't link her on, that type of thing, right? Like that type of thing. But then you call Steven Crowder a disgusting person. Like, come on. You look at what you did. And that was your friend. Like, this was your friend. And this was a situation where she's stating that she is unsafe. And you put that all on the show. Now, of course, because the show could not be aired with all of that, because she would have had a good lawsuit on him, right? So they didn't air it with that. And so then you got Brandon Tatum, so Candace made her walk off the show. And you just as shill too. Y'all shill for this girl and nobody calls her out. She needs to be called out. It's ridiculous. And I remember, because I had commented, I went back and still to now I get likes on this comment. I was like, amazing to see the uncut footage of what really happens and then see the title of this segment. Crazy how y'all lie. Disappointing, actually. It is very disappointing. It is. It is. Candace Owens also has gone after Kim Klacik. And I thought Kim Klacik must have did something to Candace Owens. But former GOP congressional candidate Klacik filed a $20 million lawsuit against Owens in July in 2021 after the 32-year-old Candace host accused her of fraud, drug use, and working as a madame at a strip club. She's saying that the accusations were false, whatever, if they were or were not, I don't know, because I think she might have worked at the strip club, and I'm just like, really own it, whatever. But the point is, why did you even go after this girl? And then you were still talking about her after the fact. And, I don't even agree with this guy. And he even says, I will call out cancel culture whenever I see it, regardless of political affiliation. What Candace Owens is trying to do to Kimberly Klacik is peak cancel culture. Arguments are one thing, but digging up someone's past to destroy them is exactly what we criticize on the left. And that's what this girl does. She doxes people all the time. And when she was on the left, she did it all the time too. And hey, I guess it makes for a great episode, but don't walk around like you're righteous, Candace Owens, because you're not. Okay. And that's my point. It's getting tired. To me, it's tired. It's lowbrow. It's lazy. Remember the video I made about her coming at Kim Kardashian for the underwear featuring people in wheelchairs, and she tried to drag Kim for having these models of people who had to be on wheelchairs as if it was just for inclusivity. And even me, I had to check myself, because I was there too, like, hey, wait a second, yeah, blah blah blah. But then when I did 2 seconds worth of freaking research, I realized it's easy access underwear for people who are paralyzed or something, who have a hard time, putting on undergarments. It had snaps on the sides. Why did I figure that out in 5 minutes, but you couldn't figure that out and you got a whole set behind you? You know what? The thing is, you guys have these spaces, these platforms, you'll use it for good. I'm not saying you shouldn't have the spicy takes. Have the spicy takes. But when you have them, stand by them. And the problem with the movement is, and let me just say this is why we're not getting anywhere as a country. This is why finally you see a Bud Light protest that goes off and it looks good. Like, it makes you feel like, okay, finally there's a W. You have people who have platforms and all they're trying to do is defend themselves and be better than the next and overthink the next and be more intelligent than the next or whatever. Like, it's not necessary. It really isn't. Just be you. And if you do act petty, just stick behind it. What are you conserving? I thought you were a Christian. What is the problem? They just want to win so much that they don't even understand. To be a real conservative, to be honest, it's not about winning. It really truly is kind of like about taking over, but that's another video. And I can't, I didn't even expect it to be this long. I'm ranting after work. So Candace, stop it with the innocent, behavior. You're not innocent. All right. And it's okay. Hey, listen, I'm not either, but I don't pretend to be. I don't. I will stand by my stuff. And if I get something wrong, I'll be like, dag, I might have been wrong for that. I'll see you guys at the next video.